All right, God bless you. We are back again. This is not the same clip, just in case you see my shirt. Don't remember if I had my glasses on, but I have them on now. Yes, earlier we left off with Jesus taking this rich young ruler to the law. Jesus understood that sinfulness, if it's going to be seen by the sinner, you need to take them to the law. Because in the mirror of where God's standard is, which is his law, in that mirror, one can see they're falling short of the standard that God's law requires we meet. Now, no one can meet it. Let's be clear. The fallen is without question. The fallen state of mankind is very clear. You don't need to teach anyone to lie. You don't need to teach anyone to steal. You don't need to teach anyone to have hate in their heart. You don't need to teach someone to get engaged in a infidelity of a situation already being married. You don't need to teach folk how to do that. That's just the natural bent of the human heart. And so the Lord, he understands in this time frame where this guy, this young man, thought that he could do something to inherit salvation. Jesus knew he couldn't do anything. So what the young man didn't understand is that he was in big trouble before the Lord of glory that was standing right in front of him. And not just the Lord of glory, but God of heaven. And so Jesus takes him to the law. And I don't want to get sidetracked on what I'm trying to drive at here in regards to the wholehearted commitment. Don't want to get sidetracked from zeroing in on that. If I could just briefly in this segment, because we'll have to come back, I want you to take note at the part of the law. You have 10 commandments that break out into 613 ordinances. The 10 commandments, Jesus refers to, look closely at it, that part that has to do with man's relationship with his fellow man. Notice Jesus said, do not commit adultery. Adultery is against one's wife or husband, but again, it's against one's fellow man. Do not murder. That would be against your fellow man. Do not steal. That would be taken from your fellow man. Do not bear false witness. That would be lying on someone who didn't do what you say they are doing. Honor you. Do not defraud. That's against your fellow man. Honor your father and your mother. See, these references that Jesus made to this rich young ruler was to show this man, you ain't done right by your fellow man. And I know you ain't done right. You need to see that. You can't miss that set forth here. If you understand the first 4 commandments is one's obligation to God. The last 6 is man's obligation to their fellow man. Vertical, horizontal. You see that set forth here. Now, stay with me, please. Jesus understood that this young man was in big trouble. And Jesus could have easily went in another direction, but he chose to go in the direction of, let me just recite what is demanded of him by God in regards to his fellow man. God, he demands something of you, young man, you who have all this money, you who think that you can inherit eternal life. You've fallen short of the standard that God has for you. So let me just recite these in your hand. Maybe a light will come on and you'll see that you've not done right to your fellow man. Could it be, and this is important too as well, the term do not defraud, could it be that he became rich because of his fraudulent activity? That's the other clear insight that can come from it. Gotta go. We'll come back later, God willing. Be encouraged today as you continue to go forward in this barren land. And hear this, GBM, God requires a wholehearted commitment. If I can give the Lord everything, I tell you, I need to hold this body to the same standard as God's holding me to. Where you at? Can I see you on Tuesday? God bless you. Be encouraged as we continue to go forward. And we start right around 4:45. God bless you.